Hey everybody, I am David, and today I'm going to be talking about my DCTV recap, where I talk about Gotham, Supergirl, The Flash, and Arrow. And so let's get right into it. Let's talk about the first show on our list, Gotham. Season 3, Episode 18, Light the Wick. And I'm going to say that this was a pretty good episode. We got more of the Court of Owls. Gordon is now investigating them a little bit more. He almost got caught there in the episode. I'm just curious of what this whole Court of Owls is leading to, because that's the only thing that's kind of bugging me right now. It feels like it's going a little slow. I mean, this was something that was introduced late last season, and I feel like they're really taking their time where this is going. We got a little brief cameo of the Mad Hatter, who I was hoping to see a little bit more of, but he was a witness because Nathaniel Burns is going apeshit insane. He's calling himself the Executioner, and he seems more like Bane, though. So I'm curious to see where that storyline is going. It's always great to see Dr. Hugo Strange in these episodes again. It's been a while since we last saw him, so glad to see him back. And Edward Nygma and the Penguin finally reunited. They're both in prison, though, I guess being held hostage by the Court of Owls. And Ivy is doing her own thing, looking for Selina, seeing if she's all right. And Selina's in a hospital, so shit is going down. And I'm still not too sure about this Bruce Wayne stuff that's going on as well. So this is supposed to be like the highlights, but unfortunately there are no big highlights in this episode for me. The Bruce Wayne stuff just seems like, okay, he's training, that's cool. He was doing that last week too. It doesn't feel like no progression is being made there. He's just there. So yeah, there we go. So let's move on to Supergirl. Supergirl Season 2, Episode 21, Resist. And I gotta say, I really enjoy this episode a lot. This is a full-out attack by Rhea, Terry Hatcher's character, who is now attacking Earth, making her full-out attack. We got some really cool action sequences here. It was really cool, actually, seeing Cat Grant back. I actually, in this episode, I think they toned her down a little bit from the last time she was on the show, which was back in the first episode this season with Superman. There was that talk between her and Kara that I really liked. It was nice seeing Linda Carter finally be open about her alien speciesness, if that's what you want to call it. There was some pretty cool, a lot of good moments in this episode, and it had me really pumped up for the next one, because that little sting at the end with Superman coming out of nowhere and pushing Kara to the ground. Oh yes, we're getting a Supergirl versus Superman fight. This is going to be amazing. Next, we have The Flash, Season 3, Episode 22, Infantino Street. And this is the episode that this season has been leading up to. Specifically, I think Episode 9 of the series, before the Christmas break. They showed us Barry accidentally went into the future and saw Iris getting killed by Savitar. And we thought, or at least I thought all season long, they're going to find a way to change it from not happening. Or if they do change it, someone else is going to die. But no, the writers said, looks like they were saying, no, you know what? That's what the audience is going to think that we're going to do. We're actually going to just kill Iris off, and that's it. And they killed her, and I was like, what? Wow, this show... The creators of these shows on the CW have a lot of balls sometimes. First, they killed off Laurel on Arrow. Now they're killing off Iris on The Flash. I didn't see that coming. I didn't think they'd have the balls. Now, some people are coming up with this theory that maybe there is a way to save Iris. Maybe they won't do it this season, but maybe next season. I think it all depends on how I forgot her name right now, the actress who plays Iris. It all depends on if she's signed on as a regular next season. If she's not, we can presume that maybe they won't go that route. But then again, Katie Cassidy wasn't a series regular this season on Arrow. She was a recurring guest star, which she was also signed on for Legends of Tomorrow. It's funny because they hyped it up that Katie Cassidy, Wentworth Miller, and John Barrowman were all signed on to this multi contract that will span the 3 shows, and then they were hardly even used. But Katie Cassidy is coming back next season as a regular, so they could do something like that to keep the actress still on hold and then use her or bring her back maybe by the end of next season or something like that. Or maybe they have other tricks up their sleeves. Who knows? But this episode definitely got me pumped up also for the finale next Tuesday. So looking forward to that. Next we got Arrow Season 5, Episode 22, Missing. This episode aired last night. And this was a really good episode also. All of Team Arrow get captured one by one by Prometheus. Adrian Chase, this guy has been one of the great villains of Arrow since Deathstroke, obviously. Ra's al Ghul was good too. I just felt underwhelmed with the way he ended. And Damien Dark is Damien Dark. Actually, Damien Dark worked a lot more better on Legends of Tomorrow, probably because of the way his character is. I felt he worked a lot more on that show. But yeah, I think Adrian Chase has been a great foil to Oliver, and he feels like he's always 2 steps ahead of the game. And Oliver used a little bit of help from Malcolm Merlin. I like seeing Merlin back, especially since he was on Legends this season. It was nice and refreshing again to see him back on Arrow finally, because he hasn't been on at all. And then Nyssa showing up at the end. I screwed up on the name yesterday. Somebody told me so. But yes, Nyssa is coming back as well, and that little zinger at the end. Also, Supergirl and Arrow both had zingers at the end, revealing a character who's going to be featured more prominently next week in their finales. With Supergirl was Supergirl was Superman, and for Arrow it's Deathstroke. And Manu Bennett, man, we missed you, man. They kind of wasted you in season 3 on that one episode. So I don't think they're going to waste you this time. I think they're going to use you the right way, the way they should have in Season 3. Plus, we're also getting Captain Boomerang. This is going to be villain hero extravaganza on Arrow. They're going all out. I can't wait for this episode, this finale. This could be one of the better Arrow finales in making up for last season, which I think a lot of people were considered like one of the worst episodes of Arrow. Was last year's season finale. It had I know it's the lowest rated on IMDb, so a lot of fans clicked that one button. I gave it a decent score. I gave it a 7 or 6 out of 10. But yeah, a lot of people I know were very disappointed in that finale last year. So this one looks like they're really picking it up and making it up for us, because this season of Arrow, if you dropped out on Arrow, when it comes out on Blu-ray, go buy that Blu-ray or go download it on iTunes right now. All the episodes are there. Binge it, and believe me, you'll be back on. Arrow's been awesome. So with that being said, those are all the shows that air this week. First, I want to put up a little mention that the trailer for Black Lightning hit the internet today. And I saw the trailer, and it looks like there's another DC movie or TV show I have to talk about. The trailer looked really good. It looks like it's going to be something different from Arrow, The Flash, and those guys. So I am looking forward to it. I know they did say that it's not going to connect to the Arrowverse right away. They want to wait and see, I guess, how the show does on its own. And then if it's successful enough, I guess then they'll bring Black Lightning over to the Arrowverse. Maybe it will be on another Earth We'll have to wait and see. Maybe they'll drop little hints that it's part of the Arrowverse. But if it's not, an alternate Earth is an easy explanation on why the others haven't mentioned him, or why that show won't mention Arrow and those guys. But yeah, it does look like a really cool show that I'll be tuning into. So you can expect another DC show to be part of my DC TV recap, which I'm excited to talk about as usual. Hopefully it's not like Powerless, but I'm expecting it not to, because CW has been killing it with all their shows right now. So now let me talk about the best and the least best of the week. I'm going to start off with my least favorite. It's Gotham, easily. I think it's an unfair advantage, though, because I think Arrow, Flash, and Supergirl are all wrapping up for the season. So I think they needed to hype it up this week to get us pumped up for next week. And they all successfully did that. But there can only be one best of the week. And I'm going to be honest, it was between Supergirl and The Flash. And I'm going with The Flash. The Flash just did everything right. You know, I like to be surprised. And I wasn't expecting Iris to be killed off. I was expecting them to find a way to save her. But I was expecting somebody else to die. So I was looking for clues to see if anybody else was going to be the one to die. And it was only when they got to that moment, the gun didn't work. And that's when I said, oh shit, they are going to kill her off. And then it started going in slow motion, so dramatic. Her video started playing. I'm like, oh crap, they are going to kill her off. I didn't think they would. I know they set up the video in the beginning, but I thought, she's going to make that video and then she'll show it to him, or he'll find it later or something. But it will be somebody else that's going to die. And no, they killed off Iris. So bravo to the writers. You fooled me once again. You guys usually do that to me. That's good. I like being kept on my toes. And Supergirl would be second. Just to give you the rest of the list, it would have been Flash, then Supergirl, then Arrow. All three of them were really great this week. And then Gotham, which was an average episode. It wasn't anything special. Nothing really stood out like the other three did. So with that being said, guys, tell me your thoughts. If you watch these videos that I do of my DC TV recap, if you're a fan of all of them, tell me which ones would you rank from your best to worst, or best to least best. I don't like saying worst because I enjoy all these shows and I enjoy usually most of the episodes that I see. It's very rare when an episode disappoints me because I just love them so much and I want to love them so much. I mean, this is a great time to be a comic book superhero fan, and I don't take these for granted. I take them and I appreciate them for all they're worth. And like this video if you like what I had to say. Subscribe to my channel, especially if you are a huge fan of these DC TV shows. And until next time, guys, take care.